I do not like Breath of the Wild. Some people will call it controversial, but I just don't understand why. There's things to enjoy about this game, don't get me wrong, but personally, it's not my cup of tea. And with Tears of the Kingdom round the corner, I think it's time we look back at Breath of the Wild, because it's a confusing masterpiece. It did amazing things. It did amazing things for the Switch. It did amazing things for the Legend of Zelda series. But this game has holy status. People call this the best game of all time, and in my humble, probably wrong opinion, it's nowhere near close. Breath of the Wild was literally the only thing to play when the Nintendo Switch came out in 2017. There was Super Bomberman R and I Am Setsuna out at the same time, but I think that's just a testament to how starving we were, because Breath of the Wild is the only game out of these three that people talk about today, which says a lot about how bland the Switch's launch was. And yeah, I played through all of it. I played through all of it on the Switch's launch, and it just weren't my cup of tea. That being said, I'm a Zelda fan, and Tears of the Kingdom is right around the corner. I'm so excited. I've got my fanboy cap on. I think this is the game that's going to dare to ask the question, what if Breath of the Wild were good? Am I worried I'm going to like it just as much as Breath of the Wild? Yeah, but I'm ready to have my heart broken again. So let's explore my complex thoughts and feelings in a video which is just an exploration of my own vanity. Also, you should subscribe. Firstly, I have to acknowledge that Breath of the Wild is a very good game and I respect its legacy. But when it comes to the impact Breath of the Wild had on the genre, I think people tend to over-egg the pudding. Were there good open world games before Breath of the Wild? Yes. Were there good open world games after Breath of the Wild? Yes. Is Breath of the Wild the best open world game? Is Breath of the Wild the best open world game of all time? No, of course it's not. It's just not. And let's be honest, if Breath of the Wild didn't exist, the world wouldn't have Genshin Impact, so it would be a better place. But that being said, this game did do a lot for the genre. It really highlighted the expansiveness of open worlds and really emphasized freedom of exploration. This game is truly open world. Once you finish the first tutorial area, the game lets you experience Hyrule the way you want, at the speed you want. Which I know sounds very minimal for an open world game, but these days open world games are very restrictive. If we look at Red Dead Redemption 2, which is a game I like and a lot of people call the best game of all time, it claims to be open world. But as soon as you try to do something creatively, the game overs you or punishes you, and it makes you explore its areas in a specific order. The world is open, but the way you explore it isn't. But that's the thing. This game gives you a massive open world to explore, and much like many other games, it's a massive open world full of nothing. A lot of the areas are beautiful and fantastical, and the main quest with the beasts are so fun, but other than that, there's not really much to do. There's random shrines dotted about, which don't really link to the world. They all feel like their own contained areas, which I like, but I'd like it if they were a bit more themed. And then also there's Korok seeds, which are the most stupid collectible ever. They appear in random places, there's no indication they're there, and when you collect them all, the game literally gives you a steaming pile of shit. Which would be charming if there were 10 of them, but there's 1 billion of them. Loads of open world games have this issue. They need to be smaller. And if they're gonna be big, they need to blow my mind, and they need to put check marks around to make me go places. Let's look at Elden Ring, the real best open world game of all time. Elden Ring breadcrumbs you into its areas. You can go anywhere you want from the start. Obviously there's going to be bosses and powerful enemies that stop you going past certain points, but if you try hard enough, you can get past them. The game doesn't recommend you do this, but you can. However, within all of these areas in the open world, there'll be little things. There'll be a little twinkle, or a cool statue, or a cool enemy that makes you think, huh, I want to go in that direction. You look over there, and then there's sort of like a small open world in this area to enjoy, which Breath of the Wild doesn't have. Rarely does something grab my attention, and when it does, I follow it, and what do I find? More trees. That's it. The first time I saw a camp in Breath of the Wild, I was excited. I enjoyed sneaking around, raiding, opening the chest. That was awesome. But that's it. That's all there is. There's about 5 different layout of camp, copy and pasted all over the map, and that's one of the main things I hope Tears improves on. I want variety in this world. Yes, there's variety in Breath of the Wild. There's a volcano, a snowy area, and grass, and there's trees everywhere. But I want variety in activity, environment, enemies, everything. Also, you knew it was coming, but weapon durability in Breath of the Wild just sucks ass. I hate that people say this. No, it doesn't encourage creativity and using different weapons like it says it does. It's just annoying. And a simple fix is right there. Just let me mend my own weapons. And before people go, oh, but that just means he'll use one weapon the whole playthrough. Just make it really expensive to mend my weapons. Because if I really like a weapon, I can mend it. And then I can use it in the big fights. And then when its durability goes down and I don't have the money, I can just keep it in my inventory and use other weapons at that point. I'm forced to be creative, I'm forced to use new things, and I get to keep the weapon I like. Is it really that hard? Also, one more gripe. I know I'm complaining, but can we just get rid of rain? Like, keep the rain, obviously, rain's pretty, but climbing and traversal is one of the most important things in Breath of the Wild. And every time it rains, you just have to wait like 20 minutes for the rain to stop because you now can't climb. Like, I saw a thing, I think it was on TikTok, I'm probably not going to be able to find it now and source this, but someone 100% completed Breath of the Wild without climbing. And them themselves and all the comments were like, oh my god, this looks so painful, how did you do it? He just played the game when it's raining all the time. The rain sucks and takes away your ability to enjoy the game. It doesn't make it more challenging, it just makes it annoying. But that being said, Breath of the Wild does have some really good features. Its environments are beautiful and the game looks amazing, the characters are charming, and the world is fun to traverse around. Let's not forget, the runes are insanely creative and Femboy Link, obviously. But I really hope Tears of the Kingdom takes it a step higher and gets more creative, which, I'm being honest, I think it is. I've seen them vehicles, it looks creative, and it looks like this world is now truly explorable. I'm worried that they're making the world bigger with this sky traversal. I'm going to be honest, I haven't watched all the trailers, I'm trying to stay spoiler free. I'm worried they're making the world bigger, but I hope they put more in it. I'm cautiously optimistic, but boy am I excited. I might be streaming this one on Twitch, so follow me over there. But what do you think about Breath of the Wild? And are you excited for Tears of the Kingdom? Follow me down below and let me know, and I will see you in the next one.